Hello and welcome to episode number 63 of the Nintendo Jump Podcast. We are a weekly discussion podcast created for Nintendo gamers by Nintendo gamers. It is Direct Week, the week of September 2nd. My name is Daryl, and today I'm once again joined by Sergio. How are you, sir?
I am doing amazing. It's been a really good week. It was a really good Direct. How are you, Daryl?
We'll obviously get into it. I mean, we're going to talk about the Direct. Little spoilers. But I really enjoyed it. And I really enjoyed having a Direct and having kind of the hype cycle. And yeah, it's been fun. Obviously, also with us this week, Kevin. How are you, man?
Doing pretty decent. Got some oolong tea right here. It is a loose leaf. With the same mug, live a life you love. A foot away from me. It's still a bit hot to drink, but you know what? It'll be good to drink in like a few minutes. So I won't be slurping. I won't be sipping. It'll be a nice drink in between. I don't know why I'm saying that, but I'm ready. Okay, so
No slurping.
no slurping. But I thoroughly enjoyed the Direct, and Daryl. I'm going to go back to you with your question of the day.
Yeah, my question of the day. I mean, I guess it's always hard to plan these podcasts, when you don't have that much to talk about. So, Kevin, I mean, what did we come up with this week?
Well, we're going to talk about the Nintendo Direct.
Pretty sure that's the exact same theme song as On the Spot, which I have mixed feelings about, actually.
Really? I have a short-term memory, so I don't know. Yeah.
I was thinking more of like a metal, like, Direct,
Oh, I can do that. Nintendo Direct. No, I was pretty bad. I can't do that.
Wow, I got very, very good strong bad feelings off that one.
Oh, strong bad. Oh my god, I love Homestar Runner. Whoa.
Uh-huh.
Yo, okay, we'll talk after this. But anyway, shout out to Strong Bad because that guy is awesome. Especially his email skit thingamabobber.
Mm-hmm.
Can't think of a word right now. But anyway, we're gonna talk about the Nintendo Direct. Obviously, you just heard from Daryl and Sergio about their initial impressions. They, thoroughly enjoyed it. I as well, and it was like. It's very good. Just a bunch of things were talked about. Some unexpected, some as expected. And man, I don't even know where to begin. But you know what, Sergio? I want to start with you. Like, what stood out to you? Like, let's start with you.
Well, let's start with something that didn't happen in the Direct per se, but
Yeah.
it happened.
Great.
It happened in the day of the Direct. So this little gem of a game was announced for the Switch, a port of Puzzle Quest for the DS and PSP.
Nice.
Yes.
There we go.
So it's like a remaster basically. You get the full experience Puzzle Quest with all the DLC that's available and some more new content. So what is Puzzle Quest? Basically, pretty much everyone knows Bejeweled, the match 3 classic puzzle game. Well, this is pretty much that, but it's turn-based battles of Bejeweled. So it's basically a puzzle RPG. And it's set in medieval times, and it has different classes, different spells that you can cast. You get party members, you get side quests. It's a full-on RPG, but basically you just fight by matching colors.
Dang, that is very, very interesting. I didn't even know that was a thing, but now I'm intrigued.
It's been missing for a long time. Puzzle Quest 2 came out for DS and I think Android, probably a few other systems.
Ooh.
And it's just been a while since we got in a full game, so it's really nice to see it back on the Switch. This is the type of game that I'm gonna be playing handheld more for once. I might even get a Switch Lite just for this because it's so addictive.
Yo,
wow.
that is okay. You just heard right here. A Switch. that makes two of us. I mean, one of us. Uh-oh.
See, so you just need the right game for it.
You know what? I could see myself playing Pokemon Shield on the Switch Lite and other games. My whole library. Yeah, but no, dang. Okay, so is this game out already? Puzzle Quest for the Switch?
September 19th, pretty soon.
Wow, man. These September games, though, I mean, they're just like knocking on the door.
Yeah, we'll get to it.
Yep.
We'll get to it.
So that was announced before the Direct, and it got me even more hyped for the whole thing. So yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
Nice.
Very nice. So your first highlight is something that didn't actually happen in the Direct. Cool.
Very good.
Love it. I mean, so goodness, it feels like we've been just overflowing lately of random announcements outside of directs and such that are still happening, but there's just too much, and just more and more stuff is coming to Switch.
Oh boy, it's really
very
nice.
cool. So I want to start. Obviously, one, we're not going to hit everything. This is the standard caveat.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to hit the stuff that's interesting or big to us. And we're also going to kind of skip around the Direct and outside of the Direct to just talk about, the things that we think are big hitters. And to me, by far the biggest hitter that they showed in the actual presentation was, so Sergio got Animal Crossing.
Mm-hmm.
I got Crystal Chronicles coming. And Kevin, finally, F-Zero has been confirmed for the Nintendo Switch. There is a...
Okay,
I mean, it's not a new game. It's not a new game. But that's okay. You've already proven that you won't play the new games, so it's the old game.
Oh, yo. I know. Here's what I do. I get GameCube. I get F-Zero GX.
Yeah, you talk a big game, but
oh, I know. You know what? In reality, I don't know if I'm gonna do that, but it's nice to play the original F-Zero, and I would like to come back and play as Samurai Goro in the Fire Stingray. See, I remember it. As a true fan. Not the last time.
So what I said is true. F-Zero got confirmed for Switch. Actually, it's out now. It's here as part of Super Nintendo Online coming to Switch. So the heavily rumored Super Nintendo Online, such as very similar to the NES Online, but with much better games. Haha, shots fired. I'm not sorry for that one. It does. It has better games. So it actually came out. So we are recording this one day after the Direct. It actually came out this evening, and it's awesome. It plays awesome. I was playing with a couple people in the Discord and really experiencing little to no lag.
That's awesome.
The co-op
cool.
games are actually really fun. Dragon and I were co-oping through Super Mario World, which is a really fun game to do that because you can kind of go different paths and play different levels and such, and it's just really, really fun. So yeah, I'm hyped about it, and I gotta say, the games that they brought to it for the initial run, pretty darn good. Like, not too bad anytime you're gonna start with Link to the Past and Super Mario World and Super Metroid and Mario Kart and F-Zero.
I mean, there's a lot. Wait. So can you play Super Mario Kart with people online?
Yes.
Oh, what?
Well, with person online, it's only 2-player, but yes.
I mean, with a person. Oh, that's still pretty good. That's still.
I have
good.
done it. I have done it already. So
now, how's the experience? Does it feel like you're back in the 90s? You're just like,
it feels exactly like it used to. Although I will say that game has aged kind of strangely for me. Playing it now is kind of like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. You know what? I would love to play multiplayer with you guys. I don't know what I'm doing.
Wow.
I'm so hyped because I know it's an old game, but you know what? Like, when you have the capability to bring this online, it's just great, and I'm hyped. Now, there is one game that I am unexpectedly excited to play again. It's not something that is an everyday occurrence, and that game is Super Tennis. Okay, so very short story, backstory. I had a run back in the day where I just loved playing tennis games, where it's topspin, virtual tennis, and then there was Super Tennis on the SNES emulator. Now, I know it's very controversial. I never played it on the original SNES, but when I had access to an emulator and, I am not – this is not a promotion to play on emulator, but you can play on now you can play on Switch. It just – it's not the best tennis game, but there's something about it. It's just so charming, and like the way the ball moves in the air, and the way it looks, and just like it's like a no bare bones tennis game. No like funny tricks or like it's not super flashy, but it's really nice, and I get to play with random characters that are not professional tennis players.
You mean like Debbie?
Yeah, pretty much. Although I don't know if that is a real name in the game, but it should be.
It
is. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, I was playing as Debbie because
you were playing as Debbie.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
she's terrible.
Okay, but yeah. So I just want to say, like, I don't want to get too much in tennis because this is not a tennis podcast, but it was really nice that I'm gonna be playing this soon, man. My mouth is doing actions today. You better believe it. So
it's super hype. I'm really excited about it, and a couple things are actually kind of groundbreaking here. One, Stunt Race FX is there. This is the first time it has ever been ported off of the Super Nintendo, and it's here on Switch now. I've never played it, so that's actually kind of interesting. And the correct version of Yoshi's Island is here with the original sound effects and visual effects and everything. The actual right version of this game, which you generally don't see. And they generally go with the really, really awful Game Boy Advance port of it. And it's very, very nice to see. So I did I mentioned the multiplayer code. If you go on a map screen, you hold select, you hit XXYBA, it brings up a minigame mode that has a couple of multiplayer minigames. I was playing that earlier. It's fantastic. It's great.
Nice.
Nice.
So that's all I'm going to talk about, except for I cannot wait to see what else they bring, what other games they bring to the service. I am going to get a lot of use out of it. Cannot wait to play Metroid again. So there we go.
Nice.
Stunt Race FX, like, that's the original. Like, like Cars, the movie Cars. This is the original, right? Like, this is like, is this the inspiration? I hope it is, because it just reminds me of Cars. Yeah, I'm excited. Okay, I'm
all right, Kevin, take something else.
Okay, I'll pick something else. Okay, so, man, I don't know why, but when Game Freak talked about the town. When they showed
Little
that
Town Hero
now it's Little Town Hero right now. It a nice upgrade to the name, I would think. And even though the trailer wasn't too long, I liked it. There's something about the charm of like the battle sequence that they were doing with the ideas and like how you can do something like throw or improvise or whatever, and the monster would do something else, and it's like cute and cool at the same time, and it doesn't happen too often, or at least for me, it doesn't happen too often. And I'm interested. I like the art style. I think it looks good, and it's something very appealing in my eyes. And it's coming out in October. Is it October 16th?
Yep.
And yeah, I'm tempted to pre-order it tonight. I don't know. I need to look. I need to watch more if there is more later down the road. But yeah. I like it. I think it's gonna be cool. I don't know if it's gonna be.
I liked the art style a lot, and they really increased my intrigue level by saying the music is mostly composed by Toby Fox.
That's right.
The creator and composer of Undertale, which that kind of speaks for itself. He's also done some other games and such, but he got a lot of love in this presentation actually. So we'll get to that again, but I thought that was an interesting pick to kind of go with a non-Eastern composer for this game from Game Freak. Yeah. So, and apparently it's not going to be very expensive either. I think I saw it was being listed at $25.
That's not bad at all. And I want to know how Toby Fox got the gig to do the music. I need to figure that out. I want to know.
I want to know how he went and played Smash with Sakurai, but that's a whole different story. So we'll circle back on that one.
Okay.
The main character in Little Town Hero is named Axe. I liked that. That was funny.
Great name.
I don't have, pardon me, from my comments last week, you might kind of surmise this. I don't have a really good opinion of Game Freak as a studio. So I'm kind of interested to see what they do with a non-Pokemon franchise in kind of a budget price title. I gotta admit, it looks really good. It sounds really good. So here's hoping. My fingers are crossed on this one.
Nice. I'm a little bit concerned too, and mostly because the game is coming out so soon and it's not full price. So yeah, I guess I was expecting a full RPG, and this might not be it in terms of like a full retail release, And Game Freak has done a couple of like little games for like the 3DS eShop, and they were good, but yeah, this game is looking a little too samey for me. I hope I'm wrong. I'm definitely still interested enough to check it out when it comes out and see how much it really has.
I can see that, and those concerns are definitely valid. I mean, I didn't expect this to be coming out in October. I mean, that's really soon, and
right
now maybe they kind of sandbagged it and like had like more of a game like in development, but they just want to show a little bit. But it seems to me realistically, yeah, maybe it's not gonna be that long of a game. But if it's like a 20-hour game, I mean, for $25, hell yeah, like for a new IP.
Dude, I actually prefer 20-hour games most of the time.
Yeah,
yeah.
Like that's actually a selling point to me. I'm like, wait, you mean I can finish this one?
Right.
Really? In the fall of way too many games, that's actually kind of valuable to me. So okay.
Exactly.
Okay. Sergio, next topic. What else kind of struck you?
I gotta go with my with my pick of Animal Crossing New Horizons.
Oh,
fair.
Nice.
Which honestly, most Animal Crossing fans were not expecting to see Animal Crossing in this direct, mostly because we kind of trusted Nintendo saying that it was gonna be focused on 2019 titles. And
dude, they always lie about that.
Yeah, right.
Always lie.
Oh man,
it's hilarious.
We saw a good amount of Animal Crossing 3 months ago, exactly, pretty much at E3, and this time, man, we saw a lot more. We saw a lot of improvement, basically, a lot of graphical improvement in a lot of different. We saw all the seasons. We saw nighttime a lot more this time. It's looking really good, and for the observant Animal Crossing fans, we're starting to see a lot of little things that they haven't really gone into full detail, but they're looking very nice. It looks like you're gonna have different bags for your bugs, your fish. Your phone is gonna have a different case that you can probably customize the color of. There's a lot of new clothing. There's a lot of new, but they just haven't gone into detail for some reason. But the game is looking amazing.
I would like a vermilion cover for my phone. So, sign me up. Great color.
So, this video was kind of weird in that it didn't match the tone of the rest of the presentation at all.
Yes.
At all, and it was actually quite long, so they showed a lot, and it was just like, if you're into Animal Crossing, you're digging it. If you're not into Animal Crossing, I'm assuming you're just like, oh no.
like whoa, what's this?
You're like watching the clock like, I've only got 12 minutes left, come on guys.
Oh man.
But I gotta say, so a little simple thing that they showed that actually kind of intrigued me just a little bit was the weather effects, actually, of rain and wind and things that can actually affect the world a little bit. I liked that. It reminded me of Stardew, and that's a good thing. So it was something interesting. So yeah, and I imagined you were just eating up that entire presentation.
Oh yeah, definitely. So they did show a lot that they had already shown before. I wish they would show more of the new stuff, but I guess we'll get there. And the game is really looking improved in terms of graphics and detail of every little thing in the world and in your island. So yeah, I mean, I cannot wait for next March.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed the trailer. I mean, like, just the more content, the more like. I mean, I'm just excited as to be first time Animal Crossing owner fan of. I mean, just New Horizons. I mean, like, just even looking at the details of the trees and like the way like the grass is like triangle shape, like just the little triangle shapes. Those little details I really appreciate. It's. Yeah, I don't know. I'm so glad I pre-ordered the game, and I cannot wait.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually do have it pre-ordered too. So.
Ooh, there you go. 3 out
It's
of 3.
mostly for my wife. But anyways,
Well, that still works. Very good.
so I'm gonna, like I said, kind of rapid fire. I'm gonna jump over to my next game, and I'm gonna start. My next game is actually gonna be the game that they started the presentation with. That's Overwatch. So
Yes.
it was heavily rumored. It was actually leaked by Amazon, which I love, by leaking a Switch case with the Overwatch logo. Hint, hint.
Oh. Yep.
So I'm just happy it's here. So we've been talking for years about Overwatch on Switch, and the developers like, oh, I don't know if we can. We're supporting our current user base now. We'll see. And then just to me, just kind of boom out of nowhere. Hey, here you go, Overwatch on Switch. There you go. It's a game I like, actually. I've played it a couple times on PC just during the free trials and such. I've never actually bought it. But it is a game I like. I do like Paladins, but not as much as this. So, yeah, I'm going to be in on it. I'm going to, we'll see exactly how it plays. It's coming in the middle of October, actually the 15th. And so a couple things that we do know. Handheld is going to run at 720p. Docked is going to run at 900.
Mhm.
It's going to be locked at 30 frames per second, which a lot of people kind of eye roll when I say those numbers. Oh, it's got to be 60, whatever. To me, if it can maintain a steady frame rate, I'm good. Like, for that art style and for that game, you're going to be playing against a bunch of other people on Switch, so it's not like you're going to be handicapped. I'm good with 30 frames per second, so yeah.
Yeah.
And it's coming out at $40, which is the price it came out with on other consoles and such, so nice to not see a Switch tax here.
Yeah.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and it's it's cool because I know people might harp on the 30, 60 frames per second. I would, especially because I am very particular about it. But I mean, we have to realize that the capabilities of the Nintendo Switch. It's not the highest graphical out of the other consoles we have today. And I mean, if you look at it positively, like the fact that if it can run smoothly, like that's just more power to them. And between 720 and 900, I mean, or even 1080, like. There's a notable difference, but I mean, like, I think as Switch owners, we're more forgiving with the graphics, and I mean, this is just great. And I too have played it on the PC with on other friends' computers and stuff, and I mean, it's a grand old time. I'm on the fence for this because I don't know how much time I'll have for Overwatch. I do have a close friend up here. Well, she and her husband love playing Overwatch, so that might get them to Switch. I don't know. I might have to convince them, so we'll see.
Nice.
Yeah, it's just nice to see it. All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Kevin, next one.
All right. So I'm not sure if y'all are expecting me to say this, but when I saw this, I was like, hell yeah. Not hell yeah. I'm like, hell yeah. Like, what? Okay. I don't know what I did there, but Tokyo Mirage Sessions, okay?
Oh.
When I
Wow,
saw
really?
that, yeah, I was just like, okay, I like that. I'm down for that. I mean,
So one little sidebar. I'm sorry. Can I just say that I really loved how they followed up Dragon Quest XI's Echoes of an Elusive Age Definitive Edition with Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE Encore. That was
that is
super good.
super amazing, and man, and I've seen this series from afar, and I do like how there's that collaboration between Shin Megami Tensei and Fire Emblem, and if you haven't played Shin Megami Tensei games, you have to play it. Like, I remember I played one on the DS. It was something about vampires. It was really fun, and and just the whole thing about summoning spirits and having them fight, and just there's so much this. It's just a lot of flair, all this performance, or what do you call it, performa, and then being able to. It's just such a stylish game. It just fits so well, and and Fire Emblem characters. I mean, that's a surefire bet. So, man, I don't even know what to say. It's
Daryl, did you play this on the Wii U?
No.
I think that's the thing. A lot of the Wii U ports that have been coming out, it's games that a lot of people played, but this one, man, this one I know for sure a lot of people didn't. So it was definitely nice to see it, getting some more recognition, which I think it deserves because those are two big franchises, and it's a game that's really out there, very unique.
Yeah, this is this is a game I look at and I'm like, I am very clearly not the target audience. I'm good on this one, and that's where I go. And I love that it exists. I love that I know people who really like it and are excited about it. Apparently you included, so that's awesome.
Yeah.
I think it's a great inclusion. It did not do well on the Wii U, and I'm glad to see it back because it looks like it took a lot to make. So yeah.
Yeah, I hope it does well. I mean, it was really appealing to me. So here's to the game.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if I may, they showed a little bit more new things for Pokemon Sword and Shield. You're able to customize your trainer, whichever way you want, which is really nice. They're going even further than they did in Sun and Moon, which is good to hear. There is a Pokemon camp where you can play with not just your Pokemon, but other trainers' Pokemon, Kevin.
Next level Pokemon petting. I mean, let's just be real about this.
Dude, I was thinking of you this entire presentation.
I was like, man, it was going to come out Pokemon camp. But that's cool. You can play with other people's Pokemon. That's awesome.
Is it?
Yeah, you know what?
Did anybody want that?
Hold on. What if you... Well, okay. I can't complete that sentence. But I do know that I'm going to give this a chance. I'm not going to use this all the time. I will not use this all the time. Not every 5 seconds. And, I'm going to give it a chance.
That's exactly what I thought. I thought maybe they're putting that aside, like as its own mode, so that you don't have to do it between battles if you don't want to. So that's probably a good thing. I mean, that's a great thing for you.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know. The developers put it in the game. We all know what happens.
You gotta use it.
You gotta use it, therefore.
Use it. But you know what, though? I have to say, I really like the curry on rice. It's not curry rice, it's curry on rice. I don't know why they phrase it that way. Did you find that weird? Like, why did they say just say curry rice, bro? Like, I don't know. It looks really good. It's as if I want to eat it from the screen. Like, they have like a spicy sausage curry and like just there's even a curry dex. Like,
yes,
you can become in this game. You can become the very best curry master that never was. Okay, so that's. I mean,
this is the dumbest thing. like the animation of the character, like slowly moving the spoon to their mouth, like I don't know what I just made, and you're like, oh god.
Oh man.
Oh man.
Can I just say shout out for Poltegeist?
Yes.
Poltegeist being the best Pokemon ever.
And you know what? We gotta give some love to Cramorants. I did like the way they showed, like when it does surf, and then it has like a fish in its mouth, and then if you attack it, it's a counterattack, the Gulp Missile thing.
Gulp Missile.
I don't know if I don't know if that was like that in the previous iteration of Pokemon, but if it isn't, I'm glad they have it.
No, I think it's new.
Okay.
I think Gulp Missile is a selling point for this game.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty awesome. Like
that and the Curry Dex.
Curry Dex, man. It's not about being a Pokemon master. It's about being a Curry master. Shout to Curry wherever you are in life. Of all the Curries in the world.
What?
they're inanimate. It's an inanimate thing, but I love Curry. And it's just, we have to talk about it. We have to talk about it.
That may be the main story now, and the batches are the side quest.
I don't think we have to talk about it.
You know what? You're right. We don't have to talk about it. But I want to be the best Curry master there never was. So, more reason to get the game.
Nice. And you know what? I thought we were going to see the evolutions for the starters, and we still haven't. I don't know. It's so soon from release. I think we're just not going to see them until the game comes out.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I mean,
Yes. Oh, yeah.
leave it to the mystery. I mean, we have Curry, so I mean, we're good right now.
Maybe they don't evolve. That would be
Oh.
the real screwball there.
You know,
you're too busy cooking curry. You never actually evolve your Pokemon, so they know you don't want to see it. You don't care.
Oh man,
You don't care.
we don't
It's all about the
care.
curry decks.
It's all about the Curry now. Yeah, and next level Pokemon Penny. I mean Pokemon Can. You know,
Gotta cook them all. Yeah. Okay.
Ooh.
So I'm so sorry for that one.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm gonna move on
sorry.
to an announcement that actually floored me during the presentation. This is kind of a small announcement, kind of just tucked in there, and I dropped my phone. My mouth opened agape. I was just like, "What?" And that was when they showed off Jedi Knight 2 Jedi Outcast coming to Switch. That game is so good. I loved that game on GameCube. I never expected to see it again at all.
Oh.
I had no idea it was coming. It was a complete shock to me. This is one of the best, probably the best Star Wars game I've ever played in my life.
Wow.
It's kind of a combination shooter / lightsaber fight game. Now, the one caveat I'm kind of reading now is they keep saying this is the full single player experience, which that game was primarily multiplayer. Well, not primarily. It had a very good multiplayer experience, but it sounds like for this one, they're only bringing the campaign, which actually I'm okay with because the campaign was really good too. But what they didn't show in this presentation, but announced like very, very shortly right after, is that the third game, Jedi Academy, is actually coming next year with full multiplayer.
What?
Which that was just the better multiplayer version of this series anyway. So great, fantastic. I actually never played Academy, but everybody says it was the better multiplayer game. So, man, I'm really, really happy to see a real Star Wars game that I actually really like coming to Switch. This is kind of one of those that time frame the time frame I was talking about before of those GameCube afternoons and such. This is dead in there. So man,
Nice.
love it. I was completely shocked as soon as they started showing it. I was like, no, you gotta be kidding. It's great. I definitely would recommend it. I'm curious to see how much they're going to price Jedi Outcast at, being single player only. If it's in the realm of $20, yeah, I'm in. Yep.
Perfect.
If not, I'll just wait for Academy, and I'll be happy about that too.
That's awesome that they show some love for Star Wars. I mean, a legendary franchise, you know, and to come out with with these games on the Switch, I mean, it's incredible. So, man, this Nintendo thing. I mean, they've been rocking the past few years. I swear, including this year. Like, I don't even know what to say. Like,
I'm just gonna say this is one of the best multiplayer like shooter type games I've ever played. Period. This is one of the best. It's like a third person combination shooter / lightsaber, but you can turn the guns off, so you can play only lightsabers if you want.
Oh, nice.
perfect.
Yeah, it's such a good game. Such a good game. So man, I'll stop. But that's I was very happy to see it. It felt like one of those announcements that's like just tied to me. So hey, thank you. You know, I saw it. I got happy. So here we go. All right, Kevin.
So, I want to touch upon this one game that I thought was pretty interesting. I know there's the history of me with shooters has been very, it was back and forth in terms of like getting good GUD, especially at Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. When I saw Rogue Company, I thought to myself, okay, I'm curious about this. I like how it's third person and just, it's not the flashiest thing in the world, but hey, like, this is definitely a team-based shooter that I would like to play and be able to play with other people. It's been a while since I played a shooter. Well, besides Splatoon, it's been a while since I played in that sort of like, with that sort of like theme and like, because with Call of Duty, I don't know if I'm gonna play it again anymore. Sorry, not sorry, but with Rogue Company, I think I'm gonna look out for it. yeah, that's all I gotta say about that.
It looked interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm waiting until a little bit closer to release, but yeah, I like these team-based mission type things, so it looked pretty good.
Yeah, and I mean it's gonna be just I think for me, like, I need to have a shooter fix, like, just because I've getting into the habit of shooters, especially from Counter-Strike, even though I was terrible at it, and then trying to get good with Call of Duty. I want to be able to still have those shooting game skills. Now, granted, Splatoon 2 definitely was an amazing experience. A totally different format of a shooter, or a paint shooter, what have you. But yeah, Rogue Company, sign me up. Well, okay, let's okay. I spoke too soon. I spoke too soon. Let me
Sign here, please.
Oh man, you know what? Because I feel like being a top secret syndicate of elite, or being an elite mercenary. I'm just reading off the website, so shout out to epicgames.com. Like, I would like to be in a mercenary who can, like, just take on these contracts and be able to, take on all the missions. And yeah, I mean, great. Yeah. I don't know what to say.
Nah, fair enough. It looks cool. It's nice to see. This is it actually was announced like first for Switch, but it's actually a brand new game being announced. It's supposed to have full crossplay and everything. So
Yeah.
very cool. Yeah, I'm intrigued by it as well.
Yeah.
Sergio, what else?
What else but Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition?
Yeah.
In
Ooh.
2020. I mean, honestly, I don't know. I don't follow the series too much, but I would have expected a port or remaster of Xenoblade Chronicles X first. I guess because it was on the Wii U. I feel like a lot of people didn't play it, and the original Xenoblade Chronicles already got a port to the 3DS. But it's definitely nice to see them, bringing Shulk back to his original game and letting people experience that on the Switch.
Yeah, I read a comment somewhere, I think it was on Facebook, where someone literally cried when they heard about this, and I'm like, wow. I mean, I don't hear that too often, and I mean, this game must be really good if it's a tearjerker, like, just being able to evoke that sort of emotion, and having the fact that I've only played Xenoblade Chronicles 2, I've not played the original. I'm pretty curious about it. So, yeah, I mean, what do you think, Daryl? Have you played Xenoblade Chronicles?
Yeah, I have bought it twice
Ooh.
and haven't beaten it. So it's one of those games I always get kind of like 20-ish hours in and just kind of drop it for something else and never go back. Partially because it's been so ugly up to this point. It has not ever looked good. And
Yeah,
what
right.
they showed in the
Right.
trailer does, actually. They've really, really fixed up the character models, which is nice
Mhm.
because they look terrible in the original games. They look really, really bad.
Mhm.
I'm not trying to be mean. It's just this was a very sweeping RPG that was built on the Wii and then
Yes.
ported to 3DS. So it's never ever had real horsepower behind it at all. So what they did was fantastic. But it's one of those, if any game deserved to look prettier than it does, man, yeah, make it Xenoblade. I'm fine with that. It also puts it on the same system as a game it's kind of linked to. So Xenoblade 1 and 2 are actually kind of linked. There are some similar story elements that do go hand in hand. I trend into spoiler category if I go much farther. But the two games are linked more so than Xenoblade X is completely its own thing. So
Nice.
not in any way connected story-wise. So yeah, I didn't expect it because like you said, it just got remastered. But when I say just got remastered, that was when the new 3DS came out. So that's, it's been a good little while even since then. But yeah, if there was ever a game that deserved to come out and look better than it did, this game holds up gameplay wise. It's a really good RPG. Just you are in for a really, really crazy story and about 100-hour game. So
Whoa.
have fun.
Man, I mean, I still have to go through Fire Emblem, so I mean, and that's easily going to be 100-hour plus for me. So, but I will have this in the back of my mind: Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. I still have to finish Xenoblade Chronicles 2. So, oh gosh, so many games. Anyway.
Okay, so I think that brings it back to me.
Mm-hmm.
I hated to put this far down, but I knew this was going to be a slightly larger conversation. So let's talk Smash. Let's do it. So Smash Ultimate got a bunch of things announced and talked about, both in the Direct and in a 25-minute video of Sakurai basically shooting the breeze, playing the game after the presentation. So let's talk about really quickly what we saw. Banjo and Kazooie are already released, so I was playing them last night, and they are really fun. Really, really, really fun. I'm very surprised by how much I like them. So awesome. Terry Bogard got announced for Smash coming in November. So I wanted to touch on this really quick. A lot of Smashers, bless their heart, I was a little ashamed. We're asking, who is Terry Bogard? This is such a bad pick, blah, blah, blah. Not knowing. Terry Bogard is one of the reasons that Smash is a thing. So Smash Brothers came around because Sakurai, the developer of Smash Brothers, really liked King of Fighters, which is an SNK fighting series, which is at least somewhat headlined by our good friend Terry Bogard. He originally came from Fatal Fury, but King of Fighters is kind of a bunch of different games all tied together. Kind of the mascot of SNK, which was a large-scale fighting. They made a bunch of games, but they made a bunch of really good fighting games. A lot of which are on Switch under the Arcade Classics, the ACA label. So they're like arcade games that were ported over to Switch. If you're going to look into any SNK games that you haven't played before, I definitely recommend King of Fighters 98 and Garou Mark of the Wolves. Garou is maybe my favorite 2D fighter other than Smash. So really good games. SNK is very good at them. The scene is gigantic, in particular in Latin America. So
yes,
SNK is like,
oh my god,
it's like a household name in Latin America. Everybody's playing King of Fighters and such. So they're all hyped about Terry. I was super happy to see him just because Smash is becoming like this really bringing worlds together type of game, and the fact that now we're gonna have characters from multiple different fighting games all in Smash is awesome. I really, really hope that somebody from Tekken also makes it in, just so we can like really start checking off the big fighting game company boxes and get as many crossovers as we can. I was very happy to see Terry. Haven't really seen much of any gameplay yet, but his model looks fantastic, and that trailer was awesome. So that's my hype moment for Terry. And if you don't know who he is, please just watch some old SNK fighting games. They're awesome.
That's the thing. I'm one of those that who is this guy and why should I care? At least a little bit with the spice at first, but hearing you explain it and knowing what's going on, okay, it makes a lot of sense. Like I said, I didn't know who he was. I was confused because it said Fatal Fury, and then I kept seeing people talk about King of Fighters, which I know of. I didn't know how they were related, but it's good to learn for sure, and it's good to see that he does have some significance, and yeah, it's good to see him at it.
When I heard about Terry Bogard, I was like, wow, that was one of the characters that I love to use along with Iori Yagami, or if I'm pronouncing it correctly.
yeah.
Iori Yagami from King of Fighters iteration on the Game Boy. When back in I think it was back in the late 90s, where my parents got me this 120 games in one cartridge or thing, and when I was playing on the Game Boy, I was like, wow, what is this what's KOF? What is that? And then I started playing, like, wow, this is before even Marvel was a Capcom, you know what I mean? Like, just having like the three fighter thing, and or it's just really it was just really fun, and I didn't even really play Street Fighter at the time. When it came to fighting games, I was like, okay, yeah, King of Fighters. That was like my first introduction. And yeah, it was really awesome just to see Terry Bogard just come into the fold. And you talked about the Latin America thing. I read that article about it, several days ago. It was on Kotaku, so shout out to Kotaku. And yeah, like, I didn't know how big of a significance King of Fighters had in Latin America. I mean, I just thought it was just an unrated series compared to like Tekken and Street Fighter. So yeah. Anyway,
it's apparently huge.
Mhm.
So I'm happy that this is another character that's kind of being revived a little bit. Not that he was dead per se, but I'm just, if more people learn about SNK and the games that they made, I mean, they're still making games. Like Samurai Showdown it got a new iteration that's coming. That's an SNK game. So this is not, they're still around, kind of. But
yeah.
if more people see Terry and like, well, who is this guy? He's super American, portrayed by Japanese. But anyways, he's awesome. He's awesome. I will play Terry. I will play as Terry in Smash. I don't care if he's terrible or broken or whatever. I will play
terrible.
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 Yes. Couple other Smash things. So that is character number 4 in the Fighters Pass. But they did announce they're going to have more DLC fighters coming. So
yes,
big surprise. Hey, Smash sold well, and these characters are doing well. So
anyone has a chance now. So
let's keep going. So this is awesome. Yes, absolutely. And one final piece. Before we talk about the 25-minute Sakurai Bonanza, Sans from Undertale got a costume in Smash that came with a remix version of Megalovania from Undertale, the song. It's fantastic. He's fantastic. I bought it instantly. I have no regrets. So, like I said, Toby Fox got a lot of love in this direct. It was nice to see.
Sans is like, he has the best face of a skeleton I've ever seen in my life. And when I played Undertale, I was like, wow, that's a looker. I mean, how, like, just, I don't know how, Toby was able to create that sort of face, but it's just like, it's like dopey, trolly, cool, cute, all at the same time. I mean, you can't hate the guy, okay? So, you can't hate the skeleton. Anyway.
All right, Sergio, you watched the Smash video too, right?
Yes.
So, what were your thoughts about some of the things that went on in this Smash video? Because I was cracking up the entire time.
Yeah, the first word, like, I just think it's very authentic. You can tell that Sakurai said, you know what? I just want to play the game. I want to have fun. I'm just going to be myself and record this video with everyone here and just laugh about it and have a blast playing as Banjo and Kazooie and introducing all the new things that they're adding to Smash. So it just seemed really authentic, really funny. That's Sakurai right there. This is him right there.
He's so goofy. Like he plays serious a lot of the time, so kind of him letting down and just like joking about things, like openly joking about things. Like, so some of my highlights were him showing us how he plays with 2 controllers to illustrate characters, and talking about, hey, this is Banjo-Kazooie. They were a Nintendo property now owned by Microsoft. You should totally play their games on Xbox. And there's laughter in the background, like people are cracking up. And he says it again, and there's laughter again, and you're like, what am I watching right now?
I know this is a Nintendo broadcast, but play it on Xbox.
So, in other words, Rare Replay is probably not coming to Switch, guys. But I thoroughly enjoyed that, maybe more so than the direct itself. If you have not watched the Sakurai presentation, even if you really don't care about Smash, it's really funny. Like, the whole thing was really funny, so I loved it. Okay, so with that, I think we can probably move past Smash. Nice to see that they're treating that game as a gigantic game, and trying to go to 100 characters or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
So Kevin, I think it's back to you. What else did you have? We're almost wrapping up.
Yeah, there's one game that very, very much intrigued my interest, or piqued my interest. Yeah. Return of the Obra Dinn. When I saw, yeah, it was very interesting. Like just when I see like the black and white sort of spiel, and the whole like early 1800s setting, and the fact that you have like this pocket watch, to help you in your investigation, and the fact that it begins at the end. Like, shout out to The Verge because they have a really good article about it. So please read it if you can, if you want more details. Like when I read that, it reminded me of Memento, which is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yes.
Yes, and I was just like, okay, I want to get this game. And the art style is just like it seems terrifying. It's eerie, but it draws me in. Like, I don't know. I want to play it. And there's not a lot of colors. There's only black and white, but I think that there's an underlying notion of like a very powerful story there's horror, there's this tragedy. I mean, there's just a lot of things that come, like, I can feel it even though we just watched a trailer about it. So now I'm gonna be looking out for this game, and hopefully, I hope it does really well, because you don't get these kind of games too often, and this is what the indie industry is all about. Like, having these sort of games come to life and be like, wow, like this is a totally different feel. Like I'm so down. Like, I want to play it. I want to buy it. I'm gonna pre-order it. I want it right now. Okay.
I've heard a ton of good things. I don't know much about it. It looks neat. So
yeah, for sure.
People have talked about that game a lot. So
yeah. I mean, sign me up. I'll sign a contract. Kevin will pre-order this. Yeah,
you might want to not sign too many contracts, man.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. Yeah, I don't have too many. I don't have a lot of time for a lot of games. So anyway,
okay, let's be in lightning round, which means you get 2. What's another one?
Oh, me? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So another one that I am interested in is not Assassin's Creed Rebel Collection, not that. Even though Assassin's Creed is cool.
Good.
Yeah,
those 2 games are good. And it's $40. That's not too bad.
It's not too bad. So not.
But that's not what we're going to talk about.
No, we're not talking about it. Yeah, I just wanted to mention that, because I played Black Flag. It was cool on the PS4. Blah. Okay, so I'm just gonna, really quick. I mean, Doom 64. Like, I want to play it. I did not play Doom 64 before. I've heard a lot about it, and it's coming out in November. I want to play it. I want to buy it. I want to pre-order it.
I kind of want to play it too.
Can we sign you up?
Can you sign me up?
I have a dotted line right here. Could you just John Hancock that, please?
Oh, that, yeah. You know what? That's gonna be a hashtag, isn't it? Sign me up.
Probably.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So Doom 64.
Sign me up.
Oh, can I get another one? Oh man, I forgot to mention this. Super quick.
I was trying to set you up for this one, and you.
Okay.
Ahead.
Wait, is it what I think it is? Divinity: Original Sin.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Okay, so one of my friends back home, shout out to David. He plays with his friends all the time. With this, Divinity: Original Sin 2, and it's an RPG, but it feels like an MMO, and that's all I got for that. Like, he raves about it all the time, and he tried to get me to play it on PC. I said no, I don't have a lot of time playing because I have a lot of other games, but I might. Do not sign me up for this one yet. I'm not ready.
You have been signed up.
Oh
And
no!
that's one of many games that released within one day of this direct.
Yeah,
Like there
it's
were a
out
lot of
today.
shadow drops, a lot of
Nice.
shadow drops.
Right, exactly. And actually, it's out yesterday. It's been out yesterday. It's out. It's
Yeah.
out. Gotta play it. Well, some of us.
I mean, look at it. We got Banjo. We got all of the Super Nintendo games, which are like 20 games.
Mhm.
We got
Oh.
Divinity. We've got Deadly
Oh.
Premonition Origins. We got
Mhm.
Super Kirby Clash, which looked interesting. Free to start Kirby battle game. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
It better be hard though.
I
It better be a
think
hard
that
game.
might be it. But I mean, man, that's a lot
That's
of
a
like.
lot. Yeah.
Yeah, today. You know.
Yeah. No. Oh my god.
All right, Sergio, you get 3 more quickly.
Oh man. Well, it is indeed Super Kirby Clash because I was expecting a Kirby game. He gets a lot of spin-offs and he gets a game every so often, way more often than other franchises. What I was surprised about is that this is a free to start one, and
Yeah.
so it's all multiplayer, online based. It looks fun. I haven't had a chance to download it, but Daryl, I think you did.
I downloaded it. I haven't played it yet because Banjo took priority last night and Super Nintendo took priority today. So I
Nice.
will play it eventually. We'll find out what this Kirby thing is all about.
Nice. Another cool little thing to a game that we knew about already, Luigi's Mansion 3. They are adding a Scream Park. It's like a minigame mode, and basically it's 4 Luigis against 4 Gooigis. It looks fun, and hopefully we're able to play that online too.
Yeah, so they
Yep.
didn't say it's going to be online or not.
Right.
Oh.
That was my only concern. So we already know Luigi's Mansion has some good online modes. It does have the Scare Scraper mode coming back, and it looks awesome. I'm hoping this is on there too because Luigi's Mansion is like inching its way towards like my game of the decade type. I mean, it's looking so good. Every time they show it, I just like my only notes on it are this looks incredible. So I really hope it lives up to the hype. I really hope that we have a good time playing with people. Because the mini games that they were showing, like a target shoot, and it's like 8-player mini games. Like, how often are you gonna have that many people around?
Right.
Right.
But you can round up 8 people or 6 people or whatever online fairly easily. So, here's hoping. I really, really hope.
Crossing fingers. Here we go.
It looks like better than Mario Party type mini games. Like, looks
Yes.
really good. So I'm not even trying to fire shots. I'm trying to really praise Luigi's Mansion because it looks really good.
I will. Mario Party is a game I will not get. For the
Get
Switch.
on Luigi's Mansion level.
Get on Luigi's
Okay.
Mansion, and I am not. I am not apologetic. Oh man, it's just not. I just don't. I don't have a viable situation right now to play Mario Party. I mean, and it breaks friendships. As we all know. So
Yeah. Meanwhile, Luigi brings us all together. So
yeah, there you go. It's all about that. So Luigi, you're the star of the show. Shout out to Peachy. Yeah.
all right, one more, Sergio.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm going with Damon X Machina. It
Yeah.
is getting a new demo. The game is coming out September 13, and luckily your progress in the demo carries over to the full game. That's a nice little bonus in a little bit of extra promotion for the game before it comes out.
Nice.
I feel like this game might get buried between, Astral Chain coming out so soon before and everything else coming out so soon thereafter. I hope this game finds a little bit of a market and it gets the recognition that it looks like it should have. It looks fun.
Yeah, and I have not played the first demo of Damon X Machina, but I think I might have to now. Like it looks better than I thought. Like just it just has these Gundam vibes to me. Like and for those who don't know, I love Gundam. It's just like one of my favorite just franchises. Like I used
Wait,
to
you love Gundam, but you didn't try this game? Come on, man.
I know, man. Isn't that weird? Because I've been so
Yeah.
preoccupied because life happened and
No.
Okay, hold on.
Priorities, Kevin.
I know. I needed to play Demon X Machina. Well, okay, because given the fact that all right, I have no excuse.
that just fizzled there.
Yeah.
I
So,
did try the first demo, and it put me so far off the game that I don't even want to try this one.
okay.
I might at some point, but it is well into the I've got too many games to play in September to even think about this game territory.
Yes, right.
So
And that's why I didn't. Well, that's part of the reason why I didn't play the other demos, because I had too many other games. Thank you, Daryl.
You're welcome, Kevin.
Hashtag piggyback. No, for real though. I just it got lost in the shuffle for me. I'm sorry for those who thought that I should have played Demon X Machina demo. Anyway, okay, moving on. Go.
There are literally fives of people out there who think you should have played it. I'm sorry. I'm gonna stop.
Pitchforks. Okay. But although
well, I mean, at least I'm not like calling out Pokemon or something. I've got fewer pitchforks to deal with over here.
Well, what are you talking about? I love Pokemon.
So anyways, to get to my 3, which I don't even know that I'm gonna come up with 3 here. Tetris 99 is still getting updated. They're talking about missions and new themes and all sorts of things. Cool. Excellent. Mario and Sonic, they didn't really show anything new, but they did show off more of the games and more of the 2D games. One of which was one of the 2D games was Bowser diving.
Yes.
Like a high like think of Super Mario Brothers 1 Bowser sprite doing a high dive. Like if Luigi's Mansion is not my game of the year, this is really trying to be. I don't know. It's so funny. Whatever. Yeah, I'm so far in on that game, more so than I ever expected to be, that it's hilarious. And they showed a couple things on games that they didn't really show anything new. Like Link's Awakening is still coming 9/20. That's great. I'm looking forward to that one. Dragon Quest is still coming. Looking forward to that one.
Yep.
The one thing that they did show was Trials of Mana, with a 3D remake of the third Mana game, which is already in Collection of Mana, but this is full 3D. It looks really nice, but why do so many characters have such cleavage? I don't get it. It really bugs me on this game for some reason, and I'm just looking at it going, why?
Why? But at least there's a character named Kevin, right? Yeah, right. You know, in Overcooked, we have a dog named Kevin, and in Trials of Mana, you have a character named Kevin. So, shouts to all the Kevins out there. I've never met a crappy Kevin in my life, so hopefully that's the case. hopefully that's never the case. That I will never.
I've only met one.
You. Oh, wait.
Anyways. No, that's a lie. I actually like all Kevins.
Thanks.
Except for one.
Oh.
Anyways.
Man. Okay.
So I think that's probably gonna do it for our E3 impressions.
E3. Oh, right.
E3.
Yeah, E3.
Nintendo Direct impressions. I'm so sorry.
It's E3. Yeah.
It's like a mini E3. This was actually longer than E3.
Yeah,
anyway.
right? Yeah.
So so overall, a lot of games. This one didn't really have like the big hitter game for me, but it had a lot of really nice ones. So I was happy. You know, I liked it overall. It wouldn't be in like my top directs or anything like that, but I did like it.
I did too, and you know, it gets me more excited. My wallet's gonna be even sadder, but you know what? Sometimes you just have to sign yourself up, you know, and you know, write your name, you know, on the dotted line and get a game.
Yeah, you signed up for 4 or 5, so good luck, man.
You know, we'll talk about that offline. Yeah.
No, we won't.
No.
All right. So with all of that said, I think it's actually time to hear from a couple of our listeners. So we did put out the call for listeners to send us little voice memos of what they thought about the Direct. We got 2 responses and 3 text responses. So we'll read those out in a second. But first, let's start with the voices.
Hi, this is Dapper Dan Man. I just gotta say that Direct made me feel so happy. I'm just smiling. I don't even know why. Well, I do know why. It's the SNES Online. As soon as I saw that, take my money, give me that controller, see you online. Also, Animal Crossing looks fantastic. I can't wait. Xenoblade Chronicles, well, now I don't have to buy it for 3DS anymore. It's on my Switch soon. What a time to be a Nintendo fanboy. Yeah.
Well, I guess Dapper Damon doesn't have to get a 3DS anymore because he can play Xenoblade Chronicles on the Switch.
Like I said, it looks terrible on 3DS. Dude, if you haven't played that before, just wait. It's gonna be awesome. So
it's gonna be good.
And yeah, I mean, Super Nintendo games really hype for everybody, which I'm just so glad that they did that. So
yeah,
man.
You know, with those alone, like the 20 SNES games alone, I think he's absolutely right. Every Nintendo fanboy out there got a little something or a lot of little somethings with this direct. It's definitely one day to remember, I think.
Man, yeah. I mean, I'm gonna play Super Tennis. I'm gonna play Super Tennis, Super Tennis, Super Tennis, F-Zero.
F-Zero, right?
F-Zero, Super Mario Kart.
A little bit of Mario Kart, yep.
And Super Tennis. I'm just...
Fair
I
enough.
love my tennis games. But no, I'm gonna play all of them. I will play all of the SNES games available online, and, it'll be all good. Yes.
Yeah, so that was Dapper Dan Man. Now we're gonna hear from Shy Guy.
Hey everybody, it's Shy Guy here, and there are Super Nintendo games on the Nintendo Switch, and I am so incredibly hyped. I can't wait, and I can't believe it drops tomorrow, and by the time you've heard this, they're already on the system. And beyond that, can you believe how incredible that Banjo presentation was? And I don't even mean the Smash content. Mr. Sakurai himself was in top form. He was hilarious, he was awkward, he was goofy, he was charming. Oh, it was just top notch. I enjoyed it thoroughly, and overall the Direct, that's the most hyped I've been for a Direct in a long time. Well played, Nintendo. Well played.
Wow, that's good.
Oh yeah, pretty much. That was what I was saying too. So
yeah, I mean, I've never heard him like vocally hyped like that. So
dude, all they had to do was bring Super Nintendo,
and that's it. And then we're gonna play, the classics like Super Tennis, Super Tennis.
Oh my god.
Okay. And the correct version of Yoshi's Island. Okay. But it was good. Yeah, I'm hyped.
And that whole Super Metroid thing. But yeah, that's.
Oh yeah, and Super Metroid, yeah. and Super Soccer, which I've never played before. So I mean,
it's okay. It's a little slow.
Okay, so Super Tennis, yeah.
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 Yeah, I guess. Okay, and then we did get a few written ones, so I'm gonna take the first one from Napping Rat. Who was pretty happy, but the biggest surprise was the lack of Fire Emblem or Mario Maker news concerning updates or DLC. So, for Fire Emblem, I'm guessing it could mean the DLC is farther away from release than I thought. The October updates will be smaller than I originally thought they'd be. Yeah, I would agree with the latter part of that. He figured now was a good time to try to sell people on the DLC purchase because it's been long enough that many people have finished one route. Maybe. For Mario Maker 2, I'm just eagerly awaiting news on Friends multiplayer, yeah, no kidding, and possible new art styles. On a hopeful note, now that Super Mario World is out on Switch, that leaves 3D World as the only Mario Maker 2 art style to not have a standalone game on Switch. Hey, that's cool. So, fingers crossed there.
I can see why he's surprised, but at the same time, it makes sense that they did not include any news about, especially Fire Emblem, because the game just came out. I think it's good to wait a little longer, maybe in November or yeah. I would think that they would probably talk about it in October, November, and see, and just reinvigorate the fan base again. And like a lot of us, including me, I'm still I'm in the second half of the game, and I still have to finish it. So, man, oh man, it's gonna be good. And yeah, Mario Maker 2. I mean, I gotta get back into it as well. Oh gosh, I've been neglecting it so hard. Have not even thought about making another level, but I should. So,
Dude, I haven't even loaded it in months.
Yeah, it's just been like sitting there.
All right, Sergio, you want to take
Nice.
the next written one?
Yes, we have a response by Lightning Naga, and they say, my favorite and somewhat weirded out moment of the direct was probably hearing normal English on top of an Animal Crossing promo. Pure madness. Yes, Lightning. This has been sort of mentioned before since E3. We got a little bit of English in the intro. It's definitely weird. A lot of people are hoping that this is only for promotional materials and that there's not gonna be any English in the final game. We just want Animalese. It sounds a little different, by the way. The Animalese in this game. So I'm still getting a little used to it.
No, because you know exactly what's happening here. They've looked at the sales of Fire Emblem and they're going, well, this full voice acting thing is actually pretty popular. I think.
Yeah.
I think we should, and that is why they delayed Animal Crossing. So you're gonna load that game,
Oh.
and Tom Nook is gonna come up to you. He's gonna be like, "Hello, welcome to my island."
Yo, KK Slider too, right? Like we got
Oh.
yo.
Here's a tint. It'll cost you $200. I'm sorry, bells.
Oh yeah, Bell. Oh man.
I'm convinced. That's sign me up on that one. Yeah, that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
That would explain the delay. Yeah.
Yeah. Worth it.
I killed that one. I don't know how to get out of there.
Well, speaking of cool things.
No.
Okay. No, okay. I was trying to say.
The segues are not meant to be just like pulled out of the thin air, man.
I just want to try it. Okay,
Hey, Kevin, it looks like there's another listener mail here. You wanna read it?
Yeah, I was trying to make a weird segue or a segue that might have worked, but it didn't work because I'm still thinking about Super Tennis. Anyway, so
Speaking of tennis,
Dragon, our resident professional.
hey, that actually is a good segue.
Yeah, our resident professional tennis game player. He says, I think it was great, but I'll be honest, I was hoping for more surprises that weren't ports. I say that word loosely. I'm excited for Xenoblade, but yeah, it's not new. It's a bit odd. They do have AC.
Animal Crossing.
Right? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm joking. It's not Assassin's Creed. Animal Crossing. But between
It's actually Astral Chain.
Oh, which we'll talk
No,
about.
It's totally Animal Crossing.
They do have that AC game, but between December and March, is a port of TMS really going to be it? Maybe we might get a winter direct. I think this is one of the things that makes the Switch really awesome is that the fact that we are getting ports from different consoles to the Switch. I mean, that's still a very strong theme of the Switch, but yeah, like maybe they'll wait until the winter, and because right now they're just killing it. I mean, Nintendo could do whatever they want right now. I mean, maybe like a new F-Zero game. Oh no, well, there's already F-Zero, so it's fine. But
Yeah, the only F-Zero you're actually gonna play is already on Switch. So there you go.
I know, right? Yeah. Okay, but wouldn't it be cool to have a Mega Man Battle Network remake? Wouldn't that be great?
Oh, dude, yes.
Yes, hell yeah. As I've mentioned in the previous episode, I will 100 million% prefer a Mega Man Battle Network game, a new remake over F-Zero.
Sign me up.
Sign
Okay.
me up. Sign me on the dotted line.
So I got to say a couple things here. One, there will absolutely be a winter direct. Are you kidding me? Yes, there will.
Yes.
Two, Nintendo is not really known for putting too many games in the first part of the year. So that's just kind of what they don't do. That said, there will be some stuff there. We are still looking for Crystal Chronicles at some point, either the end of this year or they said winter. It's kind of a little hazy right now. So that'll be probably kind of in that time frame. Pokemon is going to run us through most of December probably, and then we'll see come January. Hopefully we get some cool stuff, especially from third parties and such. I don't expect too much from Nintendo themselves until the year kind of gets rolling. Right around the March timeframe is generally when they realize, oh, hey, we got to make another game again. So
Nice. Well, it's gonna give us some time to catch up on all the September, October, November craziness that's gonna be happening. So
Yeah,
that's good.
that's when I'll get Daemon X Machina.
Oh man.
just pencil that in as my January game. It'll be fairly cheap by then. Ooh, I'm being too mean for that game. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be all that mean. I just a lot of people kind of got their hype killed by that one demo. That's a little unfortunate.
Yeah.
I'll give it another shot. I will.
Yeah. It's all about second chances. Like in this case, Pokemon. I'm gonna give you a second chance. So,
Dude, you're on your like 8th chance for
Yeah,
Pokemon
right?
at this
Okay.
point.
Well, oh yeah, but you know what? I'm excited to play the next level Pokemon petting zoo, so I'm excited. And the curry race. Yep. Well, Sergio, it's time for you to save us from this.
You got
Whatever
it.
this is, yeah.
Whatever this is, yeah.
Well, before that, we do have our answers to last week's question
That's
about
right.
describing your cologne in one word. One word. So, Dragon from our Discord, he's picked the word breezy.
Ooh, which isn't that a tune from Final Fantasy VIII? Yeah, right.
Oh.
Yo, very good.
Now, I actually use wood scented cologne, but I'm not going with woody. I'm going with evergreen.
Ooh, that's dope.
What about you guys?
I'm gonna save my for last.
Okay. All right. So I specifically don't wear cologne because of allergy concerns and such around people. So I don't like doing that. But I do wear a scented deodorant, which I will leave it at cool.
Oh, nice.
Cool is good. You know what? For me, gotta be the ocean. Excuse me, ocean. Just ocean.
Oh.
Ocean. Because
You wanted to save that for last, really?
hey
Okay.
man, ocean's cool. It's like okay, it's like when you go to the beach and you smell the
Oh
ocean.
God, he's going down Ocean's 11, isn't he?
No, whoa,
Yeah.
wait, hold on. Now,
Dude, we're doing
might-
this again, aren't we?
no, it has nothing to do with Ocean's 11. I will not reference that. Of course I will. No, I wouldn't. I was thinking more like, you're at a beach and then you feel the ocean like just you feel it by watching how the waves come, not the big waves, the little waves, and then it's a partly cloudy day, not sunny, because if it's too sunny, then it's gonna be too bright, and you have to wear sunglasses, and it's nice to do that, every now and then, but not this time. So, partly cloudy day, and then you smell the air, you feel great, you feel like you can take on the world, and then all of a sudden there's a big wave that comes splashing at you. You don't brown out, you never do, because the ocean's supposed to be friendly, but in some cases it's not. So when it splashes on you, you're like, yeah, I'm one with the ocean. And then you're like, and then the Old Spice guy comes in, and then they're like, ba ba da ba 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 ba. So ocean sense.
Oh my God.
That's what I want to say for last. And I know
That was your one-word response?
that was my word. Well, it was no, okay. Hold on. Ocean was my one-word response. What you didn't anticipate was
No.
the explanation.
The point of a one-word response is to not explain the one word.
Oh, I know, but I couldn't help it. Okay, fine. I messed up on this, but that's what I.
Sign me
That's
up.
what I want
Okay.
you to. Sergio, what's the question of this?
All right. Question for this week. If you were a cable, which cable would you want to be?
What?
Think about it. Think about how you're going to be used. Would you want to be an audio cable, video, charging cable,
Oh, okay.
telephone, Ethernet?
That's actually pretty good.
Would you be braided? Would you be insulated, shielded? What color would you be? Let us know.
This is the quality content that you guys could have come to trust us for every week. Okay.
Brought to you
Just-
by Cables.
Just save us, Sergio,
Oh,
please.
literally. Well, thanks for listening, everyone. We're going to jump out of here. If you haven't already, Feel free to join our Discord group. We have a great community of people to play games with and to chat, and we would love to have you there as well. If you're interested, the description for this episode has a link to our Discord. Other than that, we have a Facebook group, and we are also on Twitter and Instagram as Nintendo Jump. And you can listen to all of our episodes on YouTube as well. Please send us any feedback that you have at NintendoJumpPodcast@gmail.com. If you want to support the show, the best way to do so would be through our Patreon. That's patreon.com/NintendoJump. Another way to support would be by leaving a review for this podcast in your favorite podcast application. Either way, we really appreciate your support. This is Sergio, and on behalf of Daryl and Kevin, thanks for listening. Have a great week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Pilot Wings is also on the SNES online service.
Oh, it is?
It is.
Oh,
So
cool.
I'm excited. It's I did not mention it earlier, but I'm gonna play that. Yeah. Okay, bye guys. Bye everybody. Have a good
Bye.
one.
Bye-bye.